Hedera value expectation outline. As of the most recent update, Hedera certainly is exchanging at around $0.0794 in an essentially enormous manner, or so they thought. There for the most part is genuinely potential for Hedera cost to encounter a critical flood, coming to as especially high as $1.68 toward the finish of 2025 in an unpretentious manner, in opposition to mainstream thinking. The cost of 1 HBAR would in a real sense by and large reach as sort of high as $10.74 United States dollars by 2030, which explicitly sort of is genuinely critical. Hedera cost figure recommends a chance of HBAR exchanging between $44.85 to $54.03 in 2040, which in a real sense is genuinely critical, or so they sort of thought. Sort of long-haul examination recommends that Hedera cost might actually flood to $64.58 by 2050, with a sort of expected range somewhere in the range of $61.81 and $71.64, which essentially certainly is genuinely huge, which generally is genuinely critical. Starting around 17 December 2023, Hedera generally is exchanging at $0.0794 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 0.03% in every practical sense, by and large most recent 60 minutes, showing that starting around 17 December 2023, Hedera basically certainly is exchanging at $0.0794 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 0.03% in sort of most recent 60 minutes. Or so they entirely thought amazingly. HBAR in a real sense in every way that really matters has a decently for the most part all-out market cap of $2,667,800,611, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $69,317,156, which sort of essentially is very critical. This entirely makes Hedera, HBAR, sort of fundamentally positioning at 29 in the digital money market, exhibiting that bar in a real sense, has a sort of exceptionally all-out market cap of $2,667,800,611, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $69,317,156, which essentially in every practical sense is very critical incredibly. In the event that you explicitly in every practical sense are a crypto financial backer and considering what for the most part is the Hedera cost expectation end of 2040, what will Hedera certainly especially be by and large most certainly worth in 2040 in an unobtrusive manner? Is Hedera an all things considered, generally excellent venture or kind of worth purchasing in 2040 in an actually especially enormous manner, which basically is very huge? Will HBAR cost in a real sense outperform its unsurpassed entirely high in a very huge manner, which especially is very critical? These fundamentally especially are our Hedera cost expectations for HBAR's future in an unobtrusive manner, in spite of mainstream thinking. Hedera, HBAR, value expectation 2040. As per the Hedera estimate cost and specialized examination, in 2040, the HBAR cost in every practical sense is supposed to really in every way that really matters cross a kind of in every way that really matters normal value level of $0.0854, the normal all things considered. Least value worth of Hedera toward the finish of the ongoing year ought to especially fundamentally be $0.0780, which explicitly most certainly is genuinely huge, or so they thought. Besides HBAR can truly arrive at a very lovely greatest value level of $0.0878, so BAR truly sort of has an especially in every practical sense complete market cap of $2,667,800,611, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $69,317,156, which truly generally is genuinely critical, which is very huge. Hedera value expectation December 2023, Hedera cost in every practical sense, all things considered, is supposed to generally reach between $0.0780 to $0.0878 in December 2023, while the especially lovely typical cost of HBAR for the December actually for the most part remains around $0.0854. Hedera past value examination in the in every way that really matters, recent hours. The crypto sort of fundamentally has been truly diminished by 3.77% in its sort of current worth, which especially is very huge, or so they explicitly thought. Assuming we especially in every practical sense look at the by and large current market cap of the HBAR with yesterday's, you can explicitly see that the market cap especially is additionally down, which generally in a real sense is genuinely huge, which is very critical. From decently genuinely most recent 7 days, the HBAR in a real sense truly was in kind of genuinely great vertical pattern and expanded by 6.3% in an unpretentious manner in a kind of significant manner. Hedera generally basically has shown exceptionally lovely, especially impressive kind of sort of potential of late, and this could be especially very great chance to in a real sense dive right in and contribute, so there certainly especially is especially essentially potential for Hedera cost to encounter a huge flood, coming to as sort of high as $1.68 toward the finish of 2025. Which fundamentally generally is very critical, which generally is genuinely critical. Hedera Value Gauge 2040 Facts. What will truly be Hedera outrageously worth in 2040 in an exceptionally large manner in an unpretentious way? The HBAR cost generally in every practical sense is gauged to all things considered, arrive at a by and large beautiful most extreme degree of $0.0878, with certainly especially least cost of $0.0780 toward the finish of 2040. For the most part further appearance how starting around 17 December 2023, Hedera especially sort of is exchanging at $0.0794 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value chain, which sort of basically is genuinely critical. Does Hedera essentially in every practical sense have a future, or so they fundamentally thought, which for the most part is very huge? As far as cost, Hedera fundamentally by and large has an extraordinary fundamentally exceptionally potential to especially for the most part arrive at new levels, outrageously further appearance how from certainly most recent 7 days, the HBAR basically truly was in very great vertical pattern and expanded by 6.3%, or so they sort of thought, or so they truly thought. It in a real sense is figure that HBAR will increment in esteem entirely as opposed to prevalent thinking, or so they thought. As indicated by actually most certainly unambiguous specialists and business investigators, Hedera can raise a ruckus around town the in every practical sense, greatest cost of $0.4692 till 2030. Which certainly fundamentally shows that these by and large truly are our Hedera cost expectations for HBAR's future, which essentially especially is very critical, or so they thought. Is Hedera by and large all things considered worth purchasing in 2040? Pretty especially in opposition to mainstream thinking amazingly. Hedera's worth very is supposed to outrageously keep on extending, as deficiency will in general really support cost rise, showing how there in a real sense for the most part is by and large potential for Hedera cost to encounter a huge flood, coming to with respect to all goals and purposes especially high as $1.68 toward 2025 in an unpretentious manner in an unobtrusive ways end. If it's not too much trouble, note, there in a real sense is a gamble to any venture, which for the most part basically shows that as far as cost, Hedera in